boy constantly mocks his mother for being poor and not providing him with a rich lifestyle like his friends. But he realizes how wrong he is when karma catches up with him. "Mom, Mom," Justin cried happily as he got home from school. "Can we please go shopping this weekend? I need to buy new shoes. Actually, I saw these super cool Nike sneakers, and I really want to get them." Honey, his mother, Laura, hesitated. "Can we please push it to next month? I need to sort the monthly bills first, and since you know I was on leave for a few days this month, I'm afraid I can't get it for you this time." "But Mom," Justin frowned, "we have a school trek next week, and all of my friends are going. I wouldn't have asked for new shoes, but the ones I have are quite old, and the soles have started to wear away. Please, Mom, come on." "I'm sorry, Justin," Laura said softly. "I'm afraid I won't be able to buy the shoes. Can you please forgo the trek this time? I promise that when I get my next paycheck, we'll buy your shoes first." "What? You can't be serious, Mom. You always do this. This is not over." "Justin, please. I already have a lot of work to finish. We can discuss that later. Have lunch. The food's getting cold." "Leave it, Mom. I'm not hungry. You can go back to your work. I won't go on the trek. And it's because of you. I hate you for this, Mom. I really hate you, and I mean it." Before we continue, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for more amazing stories, Justin said, storming to his room and slamming the door behind him. Laura's eyes welled up. She didn't say anything. When Justin was just 3 years old, his father declared that he didn't want to care for them and walked away from their lives. After that, Laura did her best to raise Justin on her own. But no matter how hard she tried, it was never enough for the 13-year-old child. Justin's classmates boasted about having iPhones, PlayStations, and expensive video games. But Laura couldn't provide such things for him. So once, when Justin wanted an iPhone and she claimed she couldn't afford one, he lashed out at her. Other times, he mocked her for making the same monotonous sandwiches for breakfast, noon, and even dinner, never letting him order out. It wasn't like Laura didn't want to provide a good life for Justin. She was trying her best. She didn't have a single free minute throughout the day. She worked 12 hours a day and held 3 jobs just to support him. But Justin was too lost to notice his mother's efforts. Once, on his birthday, when Laura gave him a knitted sweater, he lashed out at her, stating he didn't appreciate her cheap gift, and that the party she'd prepared for him with a lot of love, after saving up for 3 months, was finally canceled. That evening, when Justin walked away and slammed the door, Laura was really hurt. Justin had often gotten angry with her, but he'd never said he hated her. Those words cut deep, and as she slept that night, she kept thinking about it. How her son was growing apart from her. The next morning, when Justin got to the kitchen to get his breakfast before leaving for school, he noticed the kitchen was in a mess. Dirty dishes were littered all over. The table was cluttered with last night's food crumbs, and his lunchbox was still in the sink. "Are you serious, Mom? You didn't even clean the kitchen," he muttered angrily as he headed to Laura's room. "Mom, what's wrong with you? Why isn't my lunch ready? And where's the breakfast?" he yelled, knocking on her door, but there was no answer. "Mom, open the door. I'm going to be late for school." Still, no response. At this point, Justin burst open the door, and as he walked inside, he saw Laura lying on the floor, unconscious. "Mom," he sobbed, his voice filled with panic. "What happened, Mom? Open your eyes, please." He ran to the kitchen for a glass of water, sprinkling it over Laura's face. But she didn't wake up. Desperate, he grabbed Laura's cell phone and dialed 911. When the ambulance was taking Laura away, Justin wanted to accompany her, but the doctors advised him to stay at home. Mrs. Clements, their next-door neighbor, stepped in to look after him. Justin couldn't fight back his tears as he watched his mother being taken away. He went back to her room, sank on her bed, teary-eyed, and whispered, "I'm so sorry, Mom. I don't want anything. Just get well soon." He sobbed uncontrollably, looking at the photo frame by her bedside. It held a photograph of the two of them together, smiling. Suddenly, his attention was pulled to a note nearby. Wiping away his tears, he reached for it, but as he read it, he couldn't stop crying. Monthly calculations, January 2022. Total income this month, $1,500. Electricity bill, $200. Rent, $800. Groceries and dairy, $200. Savings for Justin's PlayStation, $100. Other expenses, $100. Net savings, $100. Need to start saving for Nike shoes for Justin. Mom was saving for my PlayStation, and she even started saving for my shoes? Justin felt a deep ache in his chest. Guilt washed over him. He hurried to Mrs. Clements and begged her, "Would you please take me to the hospital? I want to see Mom." "Please, stop crying, Justin. Your mom will get well soon. I just got off the phone with the doctor. We'll see her tomorrow." When Justin visited the hospital the next day, Laura was still unconscious. The doctors said she had suffered a stroke, possibly from overwork and stress. Justin felt deeply ashamed, longing to apologize. So, later that evening, when Laura regained consciousness, he went to her with a card he'd made. It held his heartfelt apology. "I'm so sorry for troubling you all the time, Mom. I've been a bad son, but you still loved and cared for me. I'm sorry I hurt you so much. I'll try to be a good boy. You're the best mom in the world. I love you." Tears filled Laura's eyes as she read the note. She hugged him tightly. "I love you too, honey. Mom never hated you for anything. Thank you for making such a lovely card. I loved it." "I'm so sorry, Mom," Justin whispered. "I could have been nicer to you. I don't want shoes or a PlayStation, Mom. I just want you to come home soon." Thanks to that fateful day, Justin became a much better person and 1,000 times better son. When Laura returned home from the hospital 2 weeks later, he arranged a grand welcome for her with Mrs. Clements' help. But that wasn't all. He'd saved enough to buy her a beautiful dress, using the advance money he'd earned by working part-time at a diner. He promised Laura that he would help her with the monthly expenses, so she would never have to work 3 jobs again. Binding bonds through beautiful tales. Thank you for watching.